Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Ray. Give you today from manguide.
Most single women over 50 won't admit this, but here's the real truth. Yeah, we can go out, we have fun, we travel, we go out with the girls, we go to yoga, some of you are playing pickleball, tennis, we have great lives, we pay our own bills, we afford our own homes.
I just realized this sounds like men. Men just talking about their day and their life right now.
But at the end of the day,
Playing
when you
some
come
pickleball
home late at night to an empty house, or maybe even your dog, it's fucking lonely. And I know because it hit me hard. I went to Mexico, a women's retreat. I came home filled with love, connection, gratitude, embodiment, empowerment. When I walked in that door and it was dark, and yeah, my dog was there and I love him so much.
Did you trip over him?
But it was lonely. And then I slipped and fell in the bathroom.
Oh,
And
okay.
I was all alone.
That's when you fell. My
And
bad.
I was scared. So the truth is, having a partner.
The messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention
We didn't even care for the lace, right? If you were naked, we'd be happier than you were wearing lace.
the price. Loneliness.
So yeah, you can get guys sliding in your DM. You can get guys telling you look good. You can get guys that want to sleep with you. How many of these?
They can barely even get that nowadays, tell the truth. So many men have checked out so greatly that it's so hard for women to even get compliments or even get approached nowadays, right?
People actually get guys that want to stay with you, right? That are not in somebody else's DM. The same way that you found him is the same way he's going to find somebody else, because we are increasingly becoming a part of a society that's ADHD. You want to know why our grandparents stayed together? Because they weren't looking at ass cheeks all day on Instagram and refreshing it and going, oh, well, that girl looks younger, that girl looks better, that girl stays tuned, and I think that is what these young women that they're following are telling them. You've got 13-year-olds getting lip injections, right? Because they want to look like Kylie Jenner. Again, not a shot to Kylie Jenner, but what society have we created that ever made Kylie Jenner feel like she had to go out and buy those lips, that she had to contour her entire face and change her entire body? She was already a beautiful little girl. So the society is ill. It's not normal, right? Don't let these people convince you that that's normal. That's cancer, and that cancer will become contagious to you.
A lot of women who dismiss men, it's not even like they dismiss men and say, oh, unfortunately, I'm just not really into the situation. A lot of them like, oh, no, he don't got enough money. He has way more money than them, though. Oh, no, he don't got enough money to be my man. Oh, no, not with that car. Oh, not with this. All superficial things. While you over here denying and talking about you don't got time for this and you don't got time for that and trying to act like, you have all this time in the world to find a husband and you can reject and disrespect and be rude to and do all of these things to the men who are pursuing you. And the time is just passing and passing and passing them by. And then next thing you know, they're older and they're looking back and saying, where are all the men at?
Remember, time is on our side, men, not on theirs, right? Beauty fades. Purpose grows as you build yourself. Income can grow. Status can grow. What they have that of value does not. That's the big difference. So work on yourself. Sometimes you're not going to get it until in your 40s. Sometimes maybe it might take your 50s. Hell, some people don't even make it until their 60s. But it's still us. We can do that in our 60s and still make it and live a damn good life. They're going to live miserable after 35.
You ran them away because you said they weren't good enough. Now all those men found women who adored them and valued them, and they're already married. Or you were the push in the direction for him to just be a bachelor.
They get used by the playboys and then get rejected afterwards by the real ones because they don't want damaged product. The holidays will be brutal for women. No attention, no validation, no...
I mean, what is holiday is like cuffing season is what they always say, so they can cuddle with someone when in the winter time, and then they can break up with them in the summertime and have hot girl summer. Like, that sounds like a horrible cycle of in the streets.
No birthday presents, no Christmas gifts. New year, new alone. Cheers.
There are going to be people online that say you didn't get married because he wanted you to sign a prenup.
Correct.
So why did you not just sign the prenup?
In that moment, it was, I'd rather walk away from something knowing that I chose myself than to spend the rest of my life not being loved the way that I love somebody.
Translation, I want to take his money and
Pretty
virtue
much.
signal while I do
Like
it.
the way I love him, the way you want to just leave and take his shit. Yeah, I don't think he wants that kind of love either.
Somebody.
Yep.
He knew his value and called her bluff. She's playing victim like she walked away on her own terms, but really, he chose himself and let her go. That, in that moment excuse screams impulsive feminist nonsense getting called out.
Yeah, we initiate marriage and we follow through with marriage. You guys have nothing to do with it other than receive.
Plain and simple.
If we look at the studies, actually, we show just the opposite. The most recent, and probably which is the new Pew Research poll that came out here a few months ago this summer. It shows basically 63% of men of varying age are single, are not in a relationship of any kind, not looking to be a relationship at all. And what's worse is it shows 57% of men have absolutely no desire to even enter into any kind of a committed relationship with a woman.
It's a sad number. I don't like it, but it's totally justified. That's the problem. I can't poke at it.
Let alone get married. So what's changed recently over the last 10 years? Has it become that what men want from a woman, what men want from relationships,
It's toxic.
has all of a sudden changed to a point where they can no longer find it? Or is it that these modern feminists have taught women to no longer be what men want in a relationship, to no longer be that soft, caring, and feminine, compassionate soul that a man's looking for to commit to give himself to, and to cherish for the rest of his life?
Divorce hits 50% of marriages, and women start 80% of those splits. Then comes child support, alimony, losing half your stuff, the house. Marriage isn't
Retirement.
worth that nightmare.
It's crazy that I can take your retirement too.
Young men watch their dads get ripped apart and say, no thanks, choosing to fly solo instead. Honestly, just give up. These women don't care about your voice or your effort.
Does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct?
Yes.
That's why it's riskier for men. But why do women tend to end divorces? With successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to
She
put
said
up
it earlier.
with.
It's
So
a feeling.
why?
Feelings
Yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no.
That's the
Because
point.
he can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
That's all I'm asking.
if I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff and maybe.
So is there no risk
So?
without reward?
Oh, so what?
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
You
men
wanted to marry
This is why we can't get married, guys.
me.
don't want to
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to marry me and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married.
Exposing how marriage screws men over. Divorce courts, alimony traps, lost kids, zero rewards. Women hate it because the game's rigged in their favor, and now men are walking away. No more simping, no more blind loyalty. The truth hurts, and it's making women panic as their free ride gets exposed.
It's good, right? There's going to, again, rise of homeless women, rise of foreclosure on women, rise of a lot of horrible things for women. It's not good for society, but women kind of need to face the consequences and learn.
Here's why I will never get married as a man. Growing up, you're always taught that relationships eventually lead to a point of a union, of a marriage where you sign a government contract binding you two together. But the issue with marriages is the fact that nearly 50% of them end in divorce. Alongside with that, women and people really don't even know what a marriage means. Most women just want the validation of being called a wife, the ring, and of course, the wedding. In order to have a long-term relationship, you really don't have to get the government involved. You can do everything that a marriage actually entails without signing a government contract.
One of my cousins, like my most successful cousin, is married this way. They are not married on paper, but they have 3 wonderful kids together. They've been together, for like 25 years now. And they're solid, but they don't have a marriage contract, but they're married.
That includes getting a ring, having a wedding, maybe even doing a honeymoon.
Like, even my family understands that the marriage contract is trash. And this is why, as long as you're willing to commit to someone for the rest of your life, you don't need the government involved.
Changing her last name, having kids together, living together, and all do this while being married without being technically married through a contract. Now, if you are going to get married, at least to some degree protect yourself as a man. This includes getting a prenup before you decide to sign the papers. Otherwise, you're just going to end up being another statistic and then complaining about how all women are the same.
Mark this down, men. Avoid involving the courts if you can. Marriage often just turns into handing over your power, control, and money to your wife.
Yep.
Rip to the husbands getting wrecked by ruthless divorce judges who show no mercy.
Here's the problem with modern marriage from a man's perspective. Most of the marriages I know, okay, the man provides financially, he protects, taking care of kids, doing the things that he can do. What does the woman bring? She brings love, affection, a little bit of sweetness at the end of the day, sex. If you get divorced, every single thing on that side of the man equation, he can be compelled to do by the power of the state, and if he fails to do it, they can put him in jail. Nothing on that other side, the female side, is enforceable at law.
This is what
Makes
you
sense.
get when marriage turns into a cold contract instead of a true partnership.
Name one benefit that a man gets from a marriage that he wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Just one.
I think a lot of men who choose to get married are incentivized by the fact that they are able to claim that woman as theirs. And
But name one benefit that they would get in a marriage that they wouldn't get in a regular relationship.
Well, I think even though it's not 100%, there's peace of mind that that woman is going to be loyal to you.
The answer is there's none. You're
Well-
dancing around it. There is none. So my thing is this. I think it's in a man's best interest to stay Peter Pan, as you would say. And I think women shame men because men gain their value in their 40s. Men understand the sexual marketplace better. They understand that women...
This is very true. In my 40s, I am much more aware. I am a little bit more successful. So I am able to navigate through the system a lot better, right? It takes time to learn. It takes time to be confident. It takes time to work on yourself. It takes time to make good money.
Women have no leverage in their 40s, and they date down and they get younger, more attractive girls, and that's the best way to go in today's day and age, where we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace where women could take everything they got, take their kids, etc. Why the hell would a guy want to commit to women nowadays when, honestly, we got wholeflation?
I think it's also setting a good example to children that you have a family nucleus, and I think there's something to be said about that.
Well, you can do that without the state getting involved in getting married.
I think
The risk blows the reward out of the water. Every man knows marriage doesn't guarantee a woman's loyalty. There's no peace of mind. She can drop the divorce bomb any time and walk away with the house, money, and more. Men live...
This is why no-fault divorce is trash. And at least have some fault. And if you want to get married and want to divorce without fault, you just don't get to take anything with you. Have at it, ladies. You can divorce, but don't take anything.
Live on edge, always watching for the next betrayal. This happens when people start seeing marriage as a contract and not a partnership.
Why would I get married? Why? There's no actual reason to get married. It can complicate things. I have some friends that just have a woman they love and they had kids and they just didn't get married. I find them happier than those that get married.
There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I feel like once you put the marriage title on it, there's just...
The leverage changes. And women with leverage are tyrants.
This added pressure that the relationship doesn't need.
Did you hear about this new food that completely destroys sex drive in women?
No.
Wedding cake.
Marriage these days is straight up bizarre. You sign a lifelong contract with someone only to risk getting haunted by them and losing half your cash if it ends. It's turned into a trap where even the tiniest issue sparks divorce, adding court fees on top of the wedding bill. In truth, it's just a tax gimmick and a trophy for her ego. And if you skip the ring, oh, they'll shame you like it's the end of the world.
Again, I want you guys to have kids. I want you guys to be able to have a long-term partner. The marriage part, I always say I want marriage, but don't think of it as like this contract with the government marriage. I want that. I want you guys to have long-term, successful relationships with wonderful kids. That would be wonderful for most men out there. I hope you guys can get it. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.